Hi there. My name's Theresa Brown. I've been asked by the Generosity team to talk to you today a little bit about my experience with gathering groups at Falls Church Presbyterian Church. So, as part of the community building ministry team at Falls Church, I have always believed that building a community inside the church means helping everyone find that home within a home, or a specific group, ministry, activity that they can feel connected to. And this belief probably began for me in high school, when my church youth group really became my place of belonging in what was a pretty large church. I wasn't really connected to any groups at my school. I wasn't one of the cool kids, but I always felt accepted at youth group. In all of the churches that I belonged to during my life, I've always sought that type of belonging. When I first came to FCPC, I joined the Common Ground Sunday School class. This was a group that varied in age and generation and was generally laid back. It was essentially led by us. We'd study the scripture for the sermon, but also talk about our lives, our families, our work, and all the stuff that was going on. And we became more than just a Sunday school. We became a close-knit group. After a while, that group kind of drifted off, as these things do, and I was at a loss for that kind of connection for a bit. And then came the Renew process, and we made small groups, our gathering groups, to help discern for the session what the direction was that God was calling us to do. These groups, which were initially put together by church leaders, became again little homes within the FCPC home for me and for many others. At least one of these groups continued to meet long after the Renew process had completed. As we began the new ministry teams, we, along with the spiritual growth ministry, wanted to see if we could once again help folks by creating new gathering groups. Especially with the COVID lockdown, the need to bring folks together, even virtually, seemed important. And then the urgency of the grappling with racism after the murder of George Floyd gave us an opening to begin these discussions. I joined a new small group that read White Fragility, and this led to a series of other books and sometimes random discussions about our lives, our lived experiences, our thoughts about systemic racism and what we might do about it. All in all, our group has now been together on and off, but mostly on, for about a year. And once again, I've found a home within a home at FCPC. The gathering groups are a great way that members can get to know one another more closely than just sitting in nearby pews in church or chatting during fellowship hour. While we mainly remain physically divided, it's also a way for us to keep human contact with our congregation and bring church home. These groups continue to be a central part of my experience as part of Falls Church Presbyterian Church. And if you are looking for a home within a home at FCPC, I invite you to reach out and join one of our gathering groups, either one that's continuing or as we invite new ones in the coming year. And welcome home.